Some call it one of the creepiest films of all time. The movie The Birds came out in 1963 and has been scaring audiences ever since.
Well, there's a play out now based on the Alfred Hitchcock movie. It's being presented at USM all the way through Sunday. Joining us this morning on ARC Maine to talk about this is the director, Liz Carlson. Thanks for coming on. We appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
First of all, for all the folks that live in a cave and they don't know the plot, tell us about this movie, and here's your chance to scare everybody.
Yeah, so I think most people are going to come to this play with the context of the Alfred Hitchcock movie, right? That is our point of reference for this. Actually, the Hitchcock movie is based on a short story by Daphne du Maurier, which is what the playwright Conor McPherson, who wrote this version of The Birds, bases his telling of this tale on. So actually, if you're expecting the plot of the Hitchcock movie, you're going to be surprised. You aren't going to get the same plot, but what you are going to get is this idea that happens in the story that both Hitchcock and Conor McPherson have used, which is inexplicably all of the birds have turned against humanity, have started attacking them, and then what do we do? And then what happens? So this play explores that question as well, but in a really different way than the movie does.
So without giving too much away, because we want people to
Yes.
come see it, what are some of those differences? You know, you talk about going from the big screen and TV to the stage.
Yeah, so there's in those two different forms, there are different possibilities and opportunities. In the movie, you're getting a lot of landscapes, you're getting to see all these flocks of birds sitting menacingly on a playground, right? We can't do that necessarily on the stage. So what McPherson does in this play is he puts the characters inside a house. They're trapped in this house by the birds as this kind of external force. So what you're really seeing is this claustrophobic space where these three strangers have to figure out how to survive in a world that's turned upside down, and what that does to their relationships in this play.
Well, in the description of this show, it says director Liz Carlson offers abundant opportunities to explore the human condition amidst societal crisis. Explain all that.
Okay, I'll try. I mean, that's a big question. I think so this play becomes this compression of the human condition, right? So when society dissolves and three people who are completely unrelated to each other, out of relationship to each other, have to be in this claustrophobic, compressed space, this play explores all of the different ways that can go right and that can go deeply and profoundly wrong. And so it's very specific, it's very detailed, it's a very tight lens on human relationships and what we do in a crisis moment.
So in a review, the writer mentions The Birds is a haunting undercurrent of grief, menace, horror, and complexity. How do you pull all of that off?
Well, with a lot of beautiful work from these student actors. This play has 4 characters in it, and that's unusual especially in an undergraduate theater program, to get to do a play that has just a few actors in it, and we really get to work in this specific and focused way. Every character in this play has a secret, and you end up at the end of it not knowing who to trust and who to believe. And so getting to do that work really specifically with these 4 fabulous actors and really spending a lot of time creating detail and specificity has made the play really kind of come to life, and the horror of it and the hauntedness of it all kind of exist in this really beautiful work that the students are doing.
Here's what I think is really cool. The auditorium capacity is 140, but you brought it down to 40. Now, knowing you're not going to make as much on ticket sales, right?
Yes.
So what inspired you to do that, and how does that play into this play?
Yeah, so, and this is, speaking of wonderful students, we have some really fabulous student designers working on this show, and the idea about this play is that it is claustrophobic, that we are inside the house with the actors. So the designers have put together, have made the house on stage, basically. So when you come to the theater, if you've been to Russell before, if you've been to see a show at USM Gorham, you will be surprised. You will not necessarily recognize the space. What you get is this opportunity to come and be in the play with the actors. You don't participate, nobody will touch you, you don't have to do anything, but you feel like you're on the inside of the house with them. And that really adds to this feeling of tension and this feeling of surprise and this feeling of being in the situation with them, which is really fun.
So you're saying there are no birds that are going to be flying in and attacking us?
In fact, you will not actually see a bird in this play. You really experience the birds through sound.
Yeah. You
will feel them a little bit, maybe. You might see a shadow, but you won't see an actual, like, raven come and peck someone's eye out. It's not the movie.
Yeah, and it sounds like you don't need to, right?
You
That's
really
cool.
don't. That's really how this playwright has structured the play, so that you get all of that tension and you get that sense of fear without needing to actually see the thing that you're afraid of, which actually is sometimes more scary.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very true.
So you got the birds going through this weekend. What else is coming up, especially for the springtime for USM?
Absolutely. So if scary theater is not for you, and it is not for everybody, the next thing that we have up in our season is Little Women, the Broadway musical, which is directed by the fabulous Danny Hutchins. It's music directed by Ed Reichert and choreographed by Vanessa Balin. That's the team that brought you The Prom last year. So another beautiful show coming up. Great for the whole family, bring the kids. And then following that is our dance concert, which is 5 brand new dance pieces, some of them choreographed by our faculty and some of them choreographed by some guest choreographers. So there is something for everybody at USM this spring.
What a great variety. I love that. I love Little Women.
And I saw Prom last year.
You did?
So good. It was so funny.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yes. So this is that same team. They're bringing you Little Women this year. Definitely check it out. It's going to be beautiful.
So where can people buy tickets?
If you go to our website, which is usm.maine.edu/theater, you can get tickets for the birds, you can get tickets for Little Women, you can get tickets for the dance concert.
All right. And if
Amazing.
you're looking to see the birds, the limited amount left.
Yes,
Right.
it's a small house, and we're pretty close to sold out. So if you want to come and see this, get your tickets in advance. We'd love to have you.
Amazing. All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Some great stuff going on.
Nice to hear no eyes are going to be.
I know. That's my favorite. That's where I go.